I want to speak about the tragic bus accident that took place recently in Nuwara. That night, I was about to sleep and I saw this message, breaking news, and I thought it was going to be another bus accident anyway. But when I was searching more about this accident, immediately there was something interesting in this accident. People were using social media quickly, asking help. They were asking for ropes. It was on a cliff. They were asking for volunteers, blood, and doctors, transportation, and many more. And their requests were promptly given. Some of the key personalities I found in this tragic event one of them was a doctor. He went down to that cliff in order to treat these particular victims, survivors. And there was another army personnel who came all the way to help these people. And he went to that cliff and he unfortunately got injured and was rushed to hospital. There was another key personality I found days later, one of our Muslim brothers, who volunteered himself to give a decent, respectful funeral service to the deceased. When I looked at this incident, I found the love of God. How these people were used by God to give His love, unconditional love, at that moment. And I find this particular incident and today's gospel somewhat similar. The very famous quotation, most of the Christians, especially the fundamentalists, our brothers and sisters, they find God so loved the world that He gave His only Son to redeem us. This is a famous quotation. Most of the time the Catholics, they forget, but the others, they use to attract people. That's how powerful God is. Christ is the model of God's love. In the Bible, we see when Jesus Christ came to this world, He wanted to show to the people how His Father looks like. So, in His preaching, He used the word children. Children, after a long time, to the people of Israel, saying that this particular Father of yours is a loving Father. And He further explains that this particular Father is waiting for each and every one of us when we are away from Him. And this particular Father cares for us, and He listens to our prayers, and He likes to be with us when 2 or 3 of us are gathered in His name. And this particular Father, He loves us, and He wants to be with us even at the darkest moment of our life. Today, we celebrate that particular moment where God is known to be found everywhere. But this particular moment, or the feast we celebrate, the triumph of the cross, reminds us that even at the point of death, God still is with us. Jesus, the Son of God, was given a chance. His only Son was given a chance to feel the pain of death. And it is very easy to say, but it's easy to understand the immense love of this Father. Our founder, St. Alphonsus, he tells that this particular love of God is like foolishness. He is like a fool for us. He rushed towards us and he loves us even to be at any moment. In his writings, one of the famous writings of Alphonsus is The Way of Salvation and of Perfection. He writes about this incident, I quote, "Was it ever possible that God, the creator of all things, should have been pleased to die for the love of his creatures? It is of faith that he has done so. He hath loved us and hath delivered himself for us. The earth, the heavens, and all nature with astonishment beheld Jesus, the only begotten Son of God, die of intense pain and anguish on a disgraceful cross. And why? For the love of men." So, my dear friends, it is easy to say that he died on the cross and we celebrate his love of the cross. But look at how Alphonsus painted the very death of Jesus Christ. This is a very famous painting in Italy, and it shows us that this is not only a sign but is a live witness. Imagine, for the first 400 years, we don't see a crucifix even. That is to say, the Jews, they could not fathom. The Gentiles say it's a foolishness to understand a God who uses the symbol of capital punishment to show his love. So, my dear friends, my question is, do we experience that love of the Father? If we experience that love of the Father, my next question is, do we look at from that same eyes of the Father towards our brothers and sisters? If he loves us, we must love with that same love. So I want to make two requests for you during this feast. First, whenever you see a cross during this week, just pause for a while and thank God. Thank Jesus for that sacrifice. It is not a simple thing to die, to hang on a cross, just to show us how he loves us. And the second thing is, whenever we see this cross, as we thank in gratitude, let us ask ourselves, are we looking at the world with the same eyes of the Father? If we are doing so, we will be a community who celebrates this love of the cross. So let us ask the Spirit of the Lord to give us that courage to look at from the eyes of the Father.